I am Elric of Melnibone, Emperor of Ruins, known as Kinslayer, for reasons I do not wish to discuss. I am here on behalf of a hedge wizard known as Neloth. The man thought his basic necromancy impressive, and I allowed him to think so. It is something that I often must do as I make my way in these fallen and base civilizations that ape my own. They seek to become the Dreaming Isle, and yet have no idea of the cost it took my people to reach those withering heights and the Stygian depths. They cannot contemplate the magics, nor could their frail frames sustain the power that the Chaos Realms require to intercede with them. I seek a female apprentice, once in servitude to Neloth, and now a thorn in his side, and he seeks out Elric, once Emperor of the Ruby Throne, to take care of this minor inconvenience for him. A thorn in his side that he wishes to be removed with extreme prejudice. Reading from her journal, the fools have taken me in, weak, pathetic men intent on looting this ancient fortress with their crude mining. Nia is pleasant enough. I may choose to spare her when the time comes. I'm still weak from Neloth's betrayal. He promised me power and glory. Such words are above such as you. He failed to mention the constant pain and the voices. By the three, I would do anything to not hear the voices. And this is what occurs when the lesser races mess with forces they do not understand, where they dalliance with demons that will shred their souls for eternity and torment them for decades for their own amusement. They have no idea of what they're dealing with, and they pay the price. And then they come to me, the emperor, the mercenary, the wizard, the white wolf, to heal their wounds. When my strength returns, I will have my vengeance upon my former master. You know not of vengeance. When you have understood the level of betrayal that Elric, Emperor of Ruins, has experienced. I can feel the power of the Heartstone beating inside me. And that is nothing compared to the power of the demon blade that I possess. I need to find a way to tap into its power. Then he shall pay in blood and fire and ash. No, my dear. It is you who will pay, and pay with your very soul. It is I, Elric, Emperor of Ruins, who once sat upon the ruby throne, that is sent upon this errand that any lout in a tavern could accomplish. And here again is the result of debased humanity messing with forces that they do not understand. The pathetic manipulations of nature. These would be the exercises of the youngest of us on the Dreaming Isle. And these wizards look upon these actions as major sorceries. Where the nobility of Melnibone would summon the lords of chaos and demand they do our bidding. Pathetic. And so it is that I easily remove these ridiculous defenses against one such as I. I have no use of these riches. Undoubtedly a fortune in the eyes of most. But I have sat upon the ruby throne, and I have no need of these baubles. This filthy vermin's den somehow houses this thorn in Neloth's side. Perhaps I will show him some real necromancy. Nedloth, despite his rudimentary knowledge, was able to extract information from the dead on the location of his hidden enemy. And although he is not a Melnibonean, his divination was better than I would have expected. Now I must take stock to ensure that I am not caught unawares in my musings and inner meanderings. And here is one of her thralls, a base and stupid creature, risen from the ash with the use of a hearthstone, the crudest of magics. They are little more than beasts. You would do better to have dogs guarding your hideout. See how they fall to me? Like cord wood. A dog at least knows when there is an intruder in their master's den. Again, they would have to become cruder to evince better results. They steal animal souls to power pathetic little traps that will perturb their own kind, but not the King of Ruins. One day soon there must be an accounting. There must be a meeting of myself and Irkun, and we must settle all those things that are between us, including the Ruby Throne. And here she has set a rune trap. And so it is defeated. And this one is wilier than most. Upon the triggering of the rune trap, boulders fall from the ceiling, and yet I stand unscathed. Likely a human hunter or a human band would have been destroyed. And yet another rune waits for me. Doubtless another trap. Here she casts aside her minor treasure items. No longer understanding that she and her vengeance are the only thing that she has left. She has trifled with magic she does not understand, as has Neloth. And there will be no reconstitution. There will be no return from where she has come. There will be no return to normalcy. She will find her death in seeking her revenge, which was her ultimate fate, only delayed. And I believe as such, to teach Neloth a lesson. The cruelty that humanity visits upon herself never ceases to disappoint me. Shall I help this one? Barely into her adulthood, conscripted by a vengeful sorceress. I am stronger now. The Heartstone kept me alive after Neloth's butchery. Again, this is a man who fancies himself an accomplished wizard. And he is merely a mumbling shaman to the sorcerer kings of Melnibone. I can feel the bones in the ash calling to me. I can call back to them too. With the Heartstone, I can bind the spirits to bone and ash and raise a servant to do my bidding, although I have destroyed them. Tonight I will seize control. These miners and fortune seekers are pawns of Neloth. I can feel them staring at me. I'm sure they are sending him messages reporting upon my every move. And of course, these are the musings of a woman driven to insanity by Neloth. This is Neloth's doing, and he must be held accountable. The only ones I can trust are the voices. They've never lied to me. They show me that these fools plan to betray me just like Neloth. When they are all asleep, I will raise my ass spawn. Their brute of a leader will die first. I can see the lust in his heart. He may act all kind and generous, but I know what he wants, what they all want. They want the Heartstone. I'll keep a few prisoners I need to test subjects for my experiments. There is more that the Heartstone can do. I just need to try out a few ideas. Another poor devil. Shall we release this one? It is moments like this, in my lassitude, in my ennui, that I wonder why I take such action. A servant of chaos, a soul barded to the Lord of chaos, a sorcerer that has delved into the abyss and seen the horrors that reside there. And yet, here I take time to release this stripling of a girl. Mm-hmm. And good luck to you, young lady. And now I must clean up Nella's trash. With all this gold and gems that are here, this woman could build herself a life that would be the envy of her kind. And yet she chooses revenge. Truly a sign of her madness. Most would look upon this wealth and put aside past wrongs and build a new life. But again, this one died long ago. Ah, she has summoned an Asgardian. Hmm. And he is yet to find me. You, sir, are dead, and I am hidden once more. Such is the archery skill of Elric of Melnibone. I must kill her with Stormbringer and drink her soul, otherwise she will arise anew in a body of ash. For 10,000 years have the kings of Melnibone practiced the art of death and stealth. And here is this hedge wizard's workroom. My forebears were the rulers of the Dreaming Isle before even the version of man that walks the earth today existed. These warrens are well suited to me. I can plot my vengeance undisturbed. I've created many ash spawn and summoned Atronox to do my bidding, yet I know it isn't enough. Nedeloth is a wily old wizard. I need more power. That will be the doom of you all, including Nedeloth. I'm out of test subjects except for Naya. I saved her for last. She pretended to be my friend when I first came here, but now I know the truth. The voices have told me all about her lies and betrayal. She works with Nedeloth to bring me down. These are lesser demons of chaos having sport with you. I've saved a special experiment just for her. It will take quite a while to complete. I can't attack Nedeloth directly, he's too powerful. But I can make his life uncomfortable. I've killed his steward. I've withered his home. Maybe I should poison his precious tea. I'll need a more capable servant for that. The ash spawns are too clumsy for such delicate work. I see she has taken a bit of the wealth that exists here. And we have a strategist. Although nothing compared to the military genius of the Shimmering Isle. And so her servants fall as she will fall. So, a member of the Skull tribe was one of her victims as well. I must return the coat to their people. I weary of this errand. I grow tired and need my potions to restore my strength. Either that or I must feed on the soul of this hedge wizard if I am to continue. This errand grows tiresome. And here lies the pathetic trap. I sense she is near. I can feel the currents and eddies move with their minor disruptions of sorcery that she commits. And you, my lady, suffer the ignominious fate at the hands of Elric, Kinslayer. Ah, this one is wily. Ah, now she knows I am here. And now... there is power in this one. I can see the hand of Stormbringer in these errors. The runes grow brightly in anticipation. I must use one of my elixirs. She has proven she has grown in power, and she has proven herself a worthy opponent. And now we must hard press to it. Now, my lady, I must drink your soul. And so must they all fall to my demon blade. And now, with true power of necromancy, you will serve me. So your servants are now my servants, and you now serve me from beyond the grave, Indari. And such it is those who wish to play with the magic of chaos. She's having a bit of cheese by her bed. And so you now serve me, Ildari. What a tragic irony for you. But there was no other fate. And what shall be Nelos' punishment for dallying in forces that he does not understand, even as he believes his race is attuned to magic, when he is merely a shadow of what was once the Melnibonean race, now a shadow. Will Neloth be amused when I return with you as my thrall? I long to see the irony on his face. Come now. Not time to die yet. We must have our appointment with Neloth. I'm sure he will relish the reunion. There you are. I have lost her. I fast traveled and I've lost her. Ah, here you are. Now follow me, Ildari. Of course. And we in Melnibone, we know that madness hides the touch of chaos. This man sees into realms that humans were not meant to see, and he is driven what the humans call mad. He is only responding to the touch of chaos. Of course, Hermaeus Mora, Lord of Chaos. I will do so. I will let my thralls deal with you, madman. A worthy companion. And thus he is left as he was born. Only death can relieve such madness. Once a being such as that is touched by chaos, there is no return to sanity for them. Come now, rise! Rise and serve your emperor. Death is no release for you. Skeleton is felled by that? That is ridiculous. Awake, skeleton, a weak and pathetic servant you are, but serve you will. You will serve me as well, assassin. And so that one is dead. You should fear death, because that will not free you from me! Rise and serve me again! They send these assassins, and only two they find death, and yet they never run short of them. The call of riches is an irresistible siren song to the assassin. Regardless of the risk of death and undeath, still they come. Still they force me to take their life and drink their souls. And still they come. Come, Ildari. The reunion awaits. And she has fallen yet again. Shall we leave her impressive robes? I think we shall. They are truly unique. Rise again and serve your master. Mm. Verona. And that is it. You dallied with the forces of chaos and destroyed your apprentice, drove her mad so that she sought your death. Ten seconds. Well, that's quite a bit. And now, Neloth, I will teach you some real necromancy. The bodies to which you divined are now my slaves. You most certainly are not. And where is the black book? Hmm. And so I wander, a king without a country, an emperor without a throne. The thralls and moans of the dead are my only company. And so I am called Dragonborn. Because the people of Melnibone are more dragon than man, more reptile than ape, attuned to the forces of chaos. And so I must pluck bits of the Melnibonean society and sorcery from these men, as they're called, that are little more than apes. My ancestors remembered when these men lived in caves and lived like beasts. I have read this Urbain's work, and his knowledge only scrapes the surface of the true naturalism that has been studied for ages by my people. I know my fate is unavoidable, and yet I avoid the inevitable confrontation with my brother and usurper Irkun. With these ridiculous tasks. Although this tomb conceals a book of actual ancient knowledge that must be retrieved from the hands of these fools. They cannot allow to be to remain in possession of such knowledge of chaos. This is only for the people of Melnibone. Only we can fathom its depths. Only we can survive its touch. And you will now serve me, fool. And here we have a great human sorcerer of the past. Nothing compared to the dragon emperors. You seek to ape our power? It is you who will be undone. Such a fool! You are nothing before the Emperor of the Ruby Throne. And where are you, hedge wizard? And here must I venture forth alone. Another adventure awaits at another time. Here I must await in this realm of chaos and dally with one of the lords of chaos that you consider or you would name Hermaeus Mora. And of course, those of us from the Dreaming Isle know him by a different name, by a proper name. Thus, he obeys our will.